2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, so yep, this is going to be a high 7, 8, somewhere in there. I am going to be playing Anhalo the Painter. It's effectively just a spell slinger deck with the sacrifice outlet.
Taking my first mulligan.
I'm playing Bello, Bard of the Brambles, if you're not familiar with it. It's a raccoon that's going to animate every non-creature artifact. Let me correct that. Non-equipment artifact that's 4 CMC or greater, and non-aura enchantment that's 4 CMC or greater. Make it a 4/4 elemental with haste, indestructible, and draws me cards. So that's what we're trying to do.
All right, I'll be playing Syr Konrad, mono black mill deck. Just trying to put everything in the graveyard and ping you guys for a lot of damage.
All right, sounds like we got a very verse table. We'll shuffle us 3 times. A 1, a 2. I didn't even see it move, and a 3. There we go.
And it's all lands.
At least you're going to be able to cast your commander.
What you said?
I said at least you'll be able to cast your commander.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to go down to 6.
All right, I will draw. And I will play a swamp, and I'll tap it for a Forsaken Miner. It's a 2/2 that cannot block, and when I commit a crime, I may recur it for a black mana, and I will pass.
You're in the graveyard now! I'll draw.
He's already committing crimes. We just started.
He's already got a piece on the battlefield. I don't want it. I will cast this Worldly Tutor. I'll grab a Sanctum Weaver. It's a 0/2 green and 1 colorless enchantment creature that taps for X mana of any 1 color, where X is the number of enchantments I control. And if there's no responses, I'll pass.
All right.
No response.
I will untap my imaginary board. I will draw with hopes and dreams, and that was the color of mana I was missing. So there is happiness in the air. We all rejoice. I am going to play my land for turn, which is going to be the Myriad Landscape. Myriad Landscape enters the battlefield tapped, can tap for neutral mana, or I may pay 2, sacrifice it, and search for 2 basic lands and put them on the battlefield tapped. That is going to be my turn.
Untap, I will keep draw. Swamp. And I'm going to Entomb. Search my library for a card. Put it in the graveyard. Shuffle. And then I will pass. But I'm putting a Yargle and Multani in the graveyard. It's an 18-6.
I will play a swamp, and then Tater, I think I'll swing 2 at you.
Rude, but alright.
Hopefully I don't get put into some bad graces, and then I will pass.
I'll draw my Sanctum Weaver.
Tater Salad will not forget.
Play the Reliquary Tower as land for turn. I have no maximum hand size.
Yeah, no. I've never been called spiteful at all.
I have.
Alright, so we got a Sanctum Weaver. I'm going to untap. I'm going to upkeep, and I'm going to draw. That's another land, so at least I have no shortage.
Magic.
I'm going to play my land for turn, which is going to be the Mighty Swamp. I'm going to tap the Swamp for a black and the Myriad Landscape for a neutral, and I am going to use that 2 mana to cast a Skyclave Shade. Skyclave Shade is a 2 mana with 2 and a black kicker. I don't have the mana to do the kicker, but it can't block, and if it was kicked, it would enter with 2+1/+1 counters. And it has landfall whenever a land enters the battlefield under my control. If it's in the graveyard, I may cast it from my graveyard this turn.
I will put this Anger in the graveyard. So Anger reads, as long as Anger's in my graveyard and I control a mountain, all creatures I control gain haste.
Starting to get really concerned.
I'm a little scared, guys.
No, it's chill. It's chill.
Rob's gonna come out as an 18-5.
And now it's got haste.
With haste. Draw.
Spread assessment. That's all
Hey,
I'm
you
gonna
guys
say.
knew about this. I'll tap 1 for a soul ring. And
Whoa, fast mana. Turn 4, 5. What the heck?
then I will
He's
tap
cheating.
for 5. Cast Syr Konrad the Grim.
He cast his commander a turn early. So, any other responses before entering combat?
Um,
Nope,
we've
no
always
response.
been great friends.
Entering combat, we'll have an unnatural growth trigger. So at the beginning of combat, all my creatures will double in power and toughness. So they are now all 8/8s with trample. I will swing an 8/8 indestructible.
Where are they getting the trample from, sir?
Garruk's Uprising.
Oh, right, yeah. Sangoma.
So on attack, but I'll send the unnatural growth over at Let's Play, the Overlord over at Meech, and the Eidolon over at Tater Salad. On attack, I'll create a Everywhere land.
And you said they all have indestructible?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so I have no blocks to the 8.
Alright. I will chump block with the Grim Servant on the 8/8.
Yep.
Oh, they have trample. Excuse
Yes, sir.
me. Yeah, I'll take 8.
Yep. And then what about you, Tater?
I will take 8.
I draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Then I'll pass.
What does everyone have in their graveyard currently?
I have a Prawn of Ulamog and a Forsaken Miner.
I have a Worldly Tutor.
I didn't know you were playing Graveyard Hate. Yeah, Jarl Matani and an Anger.
Okay, so I'm gonna pay 1, 2, and a black. And I am going to cast Waste Management. Waste Management is 2 and a black. It says it has a kicker of 3 and a black, which I'm not going to pay. I exile up to 2 cards from a single graveyard. If this spell was kicked, instead exile target player's graveyard. Create a 2/2 black rogue creature token for each creature card exiled this way. But with that cast on the stack, I'm going to use Anhalo's ability, and I am going to sacrifice my Skyclave Shade to make a copy of it. The first one is going to be targeting the Anger and the Yutani in Tater's graveyard, and the second is going to be targeting the.
Okay, so with that, there'll be 2 triggers for Conrad based off of these creatures leaving my graveyard, and then there's also going to be a Conrad trigger for you sacrificing your creature.
Okay.
So we have 3 life in total?
Yes.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And then, since 4 creatures were exiled, I will create 4 2/2 black rogue creature tokens with that were exiled. So I have tokens here somewhere. There they are. There we go. So I have 4 2/2 black rogues. We
That was
lost
kind of a
Oz.
dirty move. Yeah, that pretty much neuters my deck at this point, so I will scoop.
Is Oz still here, or did he also leave?
Oh, no, my camera froze.
Oh,
All right, I'll untap. I will
so this
tap.
have to do something.
I'll tap 3, and I will cast a Plague Crafter. So when this enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. Those who can't discard a card.
That is mighty unfortunate, but since it can't block and I can get it back with all my lands, I'm going to sacrifice the Skyclave Shade. And then
I'll
that'll be.
sacrifice the Eidolon, and then we lose 2 life.
3,
3.
because I will also have to sacrifice a card, and I will choose to sacrifice Plague Crafter.
Alright, 1, 2, and 3.
All right, and that will be my turn.
Draw. I'll play this Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. We all have forests.
Forests are very important.
I'll tap for
Oh
4
boy,
green,
my Golgari deck loves this.
5. Actually, no, we'll say, yeah. We'll do 5. Cast Asceticism. Creatures I control can't be the targets of spells or abilities my opponents control. I can
Cool.
pay a colorless and a green, regenerate target creature. Since it enters as a 4/4, it'll trigger Gorex Uprising, and I'll draw. I will tap for 5 and cast this Berserker's Onslaught. Attacking creatures I control have double strike.
I got absolutely nothing. I got a
Uh-oh.
I got a handful of lands, so they now have double strike, indestructible, and
And double their power and
double
toughness.
strike, and their power and toughness is doubled. I'm pretty sure that's just lethal, no matter who he swings at.
Go to combat.
In response,
Yes, sir.
I will have everyone. I'll float a colorless. Everyone will mill a card. I
I
milled
will
Swift Boots.
mill
A mountain.
flawless forgery.
All right. That's all I got.
The combat will have a natural growth trigger. Everything's going to get plus double their power and toughness. We'll send 2 8/8s with trample up at Meech,
All right.
along with Bello. And then I will swing the Asceticism and the Berserker's Onslaught over at Let's Play.
They all have haste.
They all have haste.
So how much damage is that
Bello's
coming at me?
Bello's a 6/6. These
Yep.
all 4 of these are 8/8s with double strike and trample, and indestructible.
So that's 2 8/8s. So double strike puts that to 32. I can only block effectively 8, 11. So that would still be 21 damage. So that's still lethal. So
Yeah, that's lethal on me too. Nice job.